everyone to our preview of round 1 of Premier League. My name's Stephen Loader. I'm out here on the range. Fortunately our team in the pro shop had the round 1 bye. Luckily for me, 29 points didn't exactly cover me in glory last Saturday, so I'm out here trying to shape up for the weekend. So let's get on to chatting about what happened on Saturday. So over to our results from round 1 of Premier League, and we had our first match, Reluctant Heroes getting the job done 128 to 127 over the Hybrids. For Reluctant Heroes, Jade Bennett, the star, with 34. Kim Richardson leading the way for Hybrids with 35. Peter and Paul Bowick, 32 for Hybrids, and the next best, 28. Reluctant Heroes, Steve Jones, 32. Kirk Ardley, 31. And John Tomlinson, 31. So probably they'd be happy with those scores to get that result, because they probably haven't played their best. Match 2, Mixed Bag versus Grandads. Grandads smashed the opposition here, 157 to 140. Jaden Dixon on fire with 43 points. Daryl Brown, 39. Brian O'Neill, 38. And Jim Wagstaff, 37. Mixed Bag, Kane Anderson showing the way with 41. And Keith McCormack, 37. But then faded badly, unfortunately, for Mixed Bag. Robbie George, 33, and Michael Bajura, 29, and without their spiritual leader, Steve Morgan. They've been found wanting, although I'm not sure Morgs could have made up 17 points, so probably a bit unlucky there. Mixed Bag, 140 is not a bad score, but just couldn't get it done. Special mention, Daryl Brown, 39 points. Now, if anyone remembers back to last season, Daryl won the down low, which is the lowest average score across the year, I think in the low 20s, Daryl. So speaking to a few people, we think it's physically impossible for him to win that award from this point this year, starting with 39. So great effort. He's had a great pre-season, obviously, stewed over what happened last year and got his game back in shape, so well done. Match 3 was Hump Day versus Ladyboys, and Hump Day with 145, led by Darren Toll, Greasy Wallace on 36, Brian Sharp 36, Neil Orchard 36. Too good for Ladyboys on 130 with Sue Jenkinson 35, Keith Jenkinson 34, and then the next best was 32. So a bit of work to do there for the Ladyboys, I think. Nice consistent start by Hump Day. Match 4, Dimpled Balls, aka the remnants of the Fockers, got the job done 143 to 126 against the Grain. Blair Christie with 36 leading the way, with the rest of their team found wanting at this stage. Dimpled Balls led by Andrew Jacobs 37 and Craig Healy 36, Stu Manser 36, and Aaron Loader in for his first game of Premier League with 34, rounding them out nicely. Match 5, Chubs Peterson versus Cinderella Boys, and Chubs Peterson got away to a smacking start, 41 points by Nathan Laffey, followed by 40 for Paul Allen and 36 for Gav Bradley. That's some really solid scoring. James Alcorn, Glenn Rogers leading the way for Cinderella Boys at 35 apiece. Just to mention for the Cinderella Boys now, they copped a bit of grief about their uniform. Please explain. Please explain the uniform.
I don't think it is possible to explain what was going through Robert's mind when he chose it.
So, Glenn Rogers is your captain, correct?
Yes. Correct.
Enough said.
Yeah, enough said.
I'm a bit like Steve Jones on this one. Give them credit. They look fantastic out there on the golf course, and that's what it's all about, getting involved and being part of a team and having a bit of fun. And yeah, they're going to be at everyone's expense for a bit of fun with the way they're dressed, but good on you, I say. That's what it's all about, so good stuff. Match 6, another pretty close one. Hackers 146 defeated Caddyshackers 142. James Han with 39 leading the way for Hackers. Chris Jennings 38, Dave Pearson 36. For Caddyshackers, Jason Scott and Simon Chong, the notables, with 36 apiece. Again, good close match. Hackers looking the part with their new uniform and new sponsor, so well done. Last match was the Pro Shop team against the bye, so we managed to get that done thanks to my 29 points. Some of our highlights or lowlights from the weekend, and it was all pretty quiet this week, so just a couple of notable mentions. Steve Pelling losing his phone prior to the round, then ringing the phone to try and find where it was, and each time we answered it they hung up. So I'm pretty sure when you try and locate something, if you ring it and someone answers, it's probably a good idea to talk to them, Steve. But anyway, maybe that might be a reflection on how you deal with your teammates. You just cut them off when they don't perform, which is in past seasons has been pretty often. I've got to sledge my son here for jumping over onto the Dimple Balls team, and looks like the after spending a season in Summer Pennant undefeated, whilst around the front nine in I think 21 points before faltering to 13 on the back. So there's been mention, I think Steve Jones said that's what happens when you mix with the Fockers, aka Dimple Balls. So I hope he's not carrying the curse of the red shirt. And further to that, he then played golf the next day and had 45 points. So there might be something in Steve's theory here. Outside of that, the Cinderella boys, obviously with their shirts, and they got an awful ribbing by a few, and I know their captain Rocket took a fairly big hit, but like I said earlier in the show, hats off boys. I think it's great stuff. I know a few more of the teams are sourcing uniforms this week, so great. Big highlight, 157 points to the Grandads. We think that's getting close to a world record, as Brian O'Neill had me point out. And I guess then there's my team, the Weapons of Grass Destruction. Started out with a score of 124, which doesn't actually count as our score because they take the lowest score in the comp, which we were actually lower than that. So we're pretty lucky to have got 124 actually. So I'm happy with that. We'll see what this week delivers. But yeah, if you've got any dirt on anyone, please get on board. Let me know. Round 2 sees the Hybrids versus Grandads, Reluctant Heroes versus Ladyboys, mixed bag, again playing against the grain. Hump Day versus Cinderella boys, Dimple Balls versus Hackers. Chubs Peterson have the bye, and the Caddyshackers take on the might of the Weapons of Grass Destruction. So I think we've got 6 of our team out there this week, so it'll be nervous time for us. First time in the Premier League, and after being on this side of the camera, being able to sledge everyone, I think we'll probably now leave ourselves a little bit open, so hopefully we can deliver. Just a reminder, our timesheet for Saturday week, we are having a half-hour later start, so we're moving the field back by 30 minutes. So starting at 7:30, and then the afternoon field, the last hit off will be 1:15. Simple reason for that is to allow us the opportunity to get as many players in as we can in the field. It's dark before the comp starts at 7:30 in the morning, and we look forward to reporting on next week, and happy golfing in this great weather.